Vlad put Aries Spears in a box.
That is gone.
Like Ike and Tina, you're going to be back together.
No, sir. No, sir.
Oh, come on.
No,
Okay,
sir.
but
Not after all the shit he said about me, about Andy, and the lies. But go ahead.
all right. So he said, "What time works?" You said 5 p.m.
No, I didn't. I said I'll let you
After
know.
5.
I said I'll let you know.
I saw the screenshots.
I know, but I'm just saying. I said at first I said I'll let you know. I'm not sure. Then he picked the time. He said let's do it at 5. And I never responded him.
What was the thumbs up for?
I'd have to see. I don't know what you did.
Okay, so I thought you said after 5, and then you didn't call him, and he goes, "Hey, blah blah blah, you still want to?" But you never responded. And then he reached out again, and was like, "Hey, you still want to talk?" And then you're like, "At some point."
Okay.
So
that
you're
warrants-
coming in here trying to
hold on.
ask for more money.
Hold on.
and then,
But wait. But even if I said that, okay, at some point, I'm busy. At some point.
But there's probably stuff leading up to it.
But tell me what about that warrants you going, I'm going to just completely lie, throw this nigga under the bus, and talk shit.
Yeah,
I said at some point.
Maybe.
Here's what you're not going to do. You're not going to beckon me. And this is where Vlad's ego and him being a narcissist. You're not going to beckon me. You're not summoning me. I'm busy, nigga. I got shit to do. And despite what a lot of people believe, my legacy does not live and die on Vlad TV.
What's up, world? Your boy Charles Brown back again talking facts. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Keep sending those cash apps to CLBMG. Join that membership and all you buying that merch down below. Gang, listen. He should have ran, gang. Y'all remember that scene in Boys in the Hood when Ricky should have ran and he ran too late? Yeah, Aries should have ran. Vlad put your boy in a box. It's sad. It's pathetic. I'm going to do my best to regurgitate the nonsense that he was spitting on his final message to Vlad. This is the last time I'm going to address this shit. I'm going to do my best. I'm not going to sit here and make you sit through the whole rigmarole of that nonsense podcast. It looks awful. It looks like these guys are way too close. I'm just going to be honest. I don't understand what I'm seeing. But at the end of the day, Aries Spears, I don't think we've seen a guy fumble a bag this badly. And we've never seen a comedian lose at comedy this badly. I think Aries Spears is so in his feelings, he doesn't even have the willpower to make up jokes about this shit, gang. I'm just going to be honest. Aries Spears underestimated the situation. He overestimated it, actually. He overestimated his wealth, and now he's trying to pretend like he don't need that 4K. He was running up there once a month, once every month and a half, 2 months, whatever it was, to grab that 4K, okay? He asked for more money after he had just been bumped up. But the irony of it is, if you're paying attention, all of that stuff was for nothing, because what triggered all this shit, gang? Let's just rewind it. Let's rewind this whole shit so we can all understand what's going on with the nonsense of what happened with Aries Spears, Bootsy, and others. What happened was Tekashi 6ix9ine went up to Vlad TV for an interview, or vice versa. I think Vlad went to him. Vlad paid him $50,000 for that interview. Somehow, some way, either Vlad said it or it got out one way or another. People learned that Tekashi got 50 grand for that first interview that he did with Vlad. What had happened that we just learned today, because Vlad and Tekashi and the 6ix9ine came out with another video clowning Aries Spears, is after that video was after that knowledge came out that he got the 50K, when the next time when he came to see Vlad, they bumped the video fee down to $15,000. So this whole thing triggered Bootsy, right? Lil Bootsy Badass. He heard the 50 grand. He said, Vlad, you got to bump me up. Because it's like when a guy hears that he's not the highest paid quarterback in the league, but he knows his worth, then he wants to get a raise. So Bootsy started telling, he called Vlad, yo, Vlad, I need $40,000 per visit. I need $40,000 per interview. Vlad was like, I can't do that, gang. I could probably get you 30. Bootsy came back, man, listen, the lowest I can go is 35 or I'm out of here, right? Bootsy playing hardball. He decided, listen, I got this is a matter of contention right here, right? This is the straw that broke the camel back. If you can't give me 35,000, and I can't come back up there. Now, first things first, Boozy learned the hard way because that Patreon ain't doing no 35,000. I can promise you that, okay? End of the day. But Boozy left Vlad TV, went to Patreon, and decided to put out an interview that I don't know how much traction it's getting, but it ain't 35 because it cost $6 to watch the interview, and he's putting out a part 2, right? He ain't got enough members, let alone enough people that's going to pay, because his Patreon can be free. So you can sign up for free. I signed up for free just to do it, right? To support the dude. But you can sign up for free or you can pay for it. He don't have enough members, even if everybody that's in there that watched it or tried to watch it paid for it, wouldn't be nowhere near 35,000 or 30,000. He was getting 25. He threw away the 25. Boozy said, Vlad said, I'll give you 30. He said, nah, so he threw away the 30 grand. Now, not come to find out, Tekashi only got 50 grand one time. The next time he came up there, he got 15,000. Some normal shit like everybody else. So Boozy threw that away. Now, what happened was when Boozy information got out there of Boozy making that kind of money, because it was Vlad that said it, Aries Spears heard that. And in typical pocket watching, like they like to say, Aries Spears was like, shit, maybe I can get a bump and pay. Aries Spears is sitting there. Mind you, Aries Spears was happy. He was happy with his $4 grand. Why wouldn't he be? Average dude, average comedian, average black guy from the hood, going to get $4,000 just to talk shit for 2 hours? I'll take it. Yes, please. I don't know what Aries Spears was thinking, but he heard Boozy, and what he started thinking was inward logic. Oh, Vlad throwing money around. Let me get some of that, right? He looking at Vlad like the lotto. It's the lottery out here. Listen at Keno over here in the corner, right? So he decided that, let me get some of that money. I'm going to hit up Vlad. Hits up Vlad. Vlad is like, yo, I don't know, man, because I'm not really breaking even. If I do that, it's really going to hurt me at the end of the day. He said, I'll run the numbers. I'll check on it. We can sit down and talk. But right now, the answer is going to be, it's a no, but it's not a hard no. Let me run the numbers. I'm going to get back to you. Now, I'm going to tell you what happened. After this Tekashi thing, after this Boozy thing, Aries is starting to he's in his feelings, gang. What happened was Aries started to think that Vlad is playing with him. I'm telling you what he's thinking. Nobody's saying this, but I'm telling you because I'm from the street. I know the N words that I know, and I know for a fact that he's thinking, oh, this dude holding out on me. He hasn't said it, right? Neither one of them said it, but that's what happened. Aries started thinking that Vlad playing with him. Aries started thinking that he got it. He just don't want to give it to me. Right? Aries' inward logic goes in the comments and starts seeing people saying stuff like, yo, I only watch it for you. That kind of stuff sticks in a nigga head. It got in his head and he started thinking that that's real, right? I only watch it for you, right? When I see that you're on the membership, I get the membership, watch the video the whole 2 hours, and then I cancel it right after I'm done. Okay, sure. End of the day, you're telling us you just paid $3.99 or whatever the membership fee is for Aries to watch the thing, and then you cancel. Aries saw that. He's like, see what I'm saying? He goes and shows Vlad that one comment from that one person. Aries thinks one comment is a million people talking, right? So this is his negotiation. He's going to negotiate with Vlad over this one random comment. Vlad like, yeah, gang, it don't work like that. We don't just give out raises for YouTube comments. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you right now, Aries thought he was gonna hit up Vlad with this YouTube comment, bing bong, bump it up from 4 to probably 10. He's probably thinking that. But you gotta understand, people are greedy, gang. People are naturally greedy, and what it sounds like to me is Vlad and Aries had a relationship for convenience. It was a relationship of opportunity. They weren't real friends. They were just people that were kind of cool because they get paid together. So when this situation happened, Aries started to drum up a whole lot of thoughts about when Vlad came to his comedy show. Vlad asked him to shout him out, this, that, and the third. All this stuff comes out because Aries is now mad, and now he wants to embarrass Vlad like he feels Vlad embarrassed him. So I'm gonna get to that point, but let me stay focused. What happened was during the text, when he said, I'll get back to you, I'm going to run the numbers, because Vlad was out doing whatever, right? Vlad goes, gets home, gets to the computer, runs the numbers, quote unquote, right? Hits up Aries. Yo, bro, do you want to talk now? Because I ran the numbers. Let's have a conversation. Aries goes, okay. He said, I'm free now. Can you talk? And then Aries goes after 5, right? So Aries told him after 5, right? He gave him some kind of thumbs up, this, that, and the third. After 5, Aries never hit him up, right? So Vlad hit him back up like, bro, can you talk now? Let's have this conversation. This is Aries hitting him up about more money, gang. You would definitely pick the phone up. But right now, Aries is in his feelings. By this point, he's mad that he even got to have the conversation. Some people ego is bigger than it should be, gang. Some people's careers are where they are because of their attitude. Aries' attitude screams a person who feels more entitled, way more entitled and bitter. He's entitled, but he doesn't get the things he feels he's entitled to, so it made him bitter. Just like his character on Jerry Maguire. He acts like the same TP, right? On Jerry Maguire, the brother, right? That was always bitter about his brother. He acts just like that. So right now, when Vlad is trying to hit him up, he's already salty. He feel like he shouldn't even have to ask you again for this money. He don't want the conversation because right now he's irritated. He's irritated that Tekashi 6ix9ine's getting all this money. Boozie's getting all this money. He don't do the numbers Boozy does, but he's looking at it. He's making excuses in his head. I'm the last of the Mohicans, which turned out to be wrong. Tony Yayo's gone. Yayo wasn't gone. Lord Jamar's gone. Lord Jamar wasn't gone. He started naming all these people that's gone. I'm the last one he tried to pull a power move. I'm the last one since you lost Boozy, right? You lost all these guys. Now I'm the last one. Well, your worth ain't that because this dude got about 50 guests, gang. He really don't need you. Vlad made a list of 10 guests that make more views than you. That still go there. You're naming people that left. It really ain't that many, gang. So you're like I said in the last video, you're bargaining from a position of weakness. So what had happened was this dude took it personal. When Vlad said, "Can you talk right now? Can we talk now?" Vlad trying to get to Vlad's on some business shit. You are a businessman. To him, you are a commodity. He's trying to settle it so you guys can continue to do business. He don't want you unhappy. Okay, you are a contracted. You're contracted to be there. Okay, you're an independent contractor. So he's trying to resolve this before it gets too far, and then you two are angry like it got. So he's hitting Aries up talking about, "Can you talk now?" So Aries hits him back with the okie doke. I'm telling you, Aries is in his feelings already. So Aries goes at some point, right? Gang, it's nothing more disrespectful. It's nothing telling the other guy on the other end that you don't want to talk to him right now. You're going to talk to him when you get ready. Well, if you're the one looking for a bump and pay trying to resolve this, you need to get on that phone and resolve it. He's sitting there trying to put. I'm gonna go on a limb and say Vlad have found another $1,000 for him. Vlad was going to bump it up to 5 just to keep him happy, even though he wasn't worth it. What he was going to do was try to find other ways to get that money to him, even if it wasn't coming from the videos. He would have found another way. He was going to bump you up another 5, and had you cried a little bit, you might have got 6 crying and shit. But Vlad is like, he won't get on the phone. I ain't giving him shit. So basically, he said the next time, he told Vlad that at some point, said the next time he heard from Vlad was like everybody else. He heard Vlad dissing him on the interview. He said he didn't watch the interview, but somebody told him and he saw clips. So he said before he even saw the clip, he texted Vlad. He was like, "Yo, please, Vlad, tell me you ain't throwing me under the bus. Please tell me this is not what's going on," right? And he said Vlad's response was, "Fuck you," right? Because at that point, he had played with Vlad a little too much. He had played with Vlad a little too much. And Aries is kind of arrogant, right? So at the end of the day, well, Aries and Vlad arrogant. But end of the day, Vlad goes and starts putting all his business out there. He said, "Oh, this guy was a problem to work with. One time he came and was sweating like a dog, sweating like a pig, and he needed a towel. And he told my manager, my production manager, to go run him and get him a towel. He said, Aries lives 10 minutes from here. He told my production manager to come get him a towel. To go get him a towel, and homeboy went and got him a towel. Then he said Aries comes and he needs a makeup artist. Vlad just blowing up this whole shit because Vlad's mad, he hurt, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, he got a little dirt on him. You got to understand how petty. This shit is petty, gang. The stuff they saying about each other is all petty shit that could have actually been resolved, but it's too far gone now. Once you get that man worked up and you get his insides and his feelings all involved, he ain't trying to do business with you no more. So what had happened was Vlad put all his business out there, but he got the makeup artist. I think her name was Candace or something like that. So Vlad ended up having to get a makeup artist because Aries Spears is worrying about the raccoon eyes that he has. So he wants her to take off the raccoon eyes because they used to cook Aries Spears in the comments, gang. They used to cook this guy bad, fried him up. This is my thing. You're a comedian. Why are you worrying about jokes? But they used to cook him about his shirts. He started wearing, because you could, let me just say this. I don't know how many of you used to watch Aries Spears. Aries Spears has been on there for years. And when he first started going up there, he used to look really bummy. Like, rolled off the couch. Now we know he only 10 minutes from the studio. So I think Aries Spears would lay around to the last minute, jump up, and just go to the studio. He came in there, the shirt all, the neck all stretched out, this, down the third. They used to clown him for his neck. Then his hat used to be with it. They used to clown him for his hat. Then they started clowning him for his eyes, clowning him for his beard. So they clown him for everything because he's a comedian. He's supposed to be able to take this stuff. Apparently, he's all in the comments because all he does in this whole rebuttal, everything that he throws at Vlad, he's talking about comments. He's always talking about comments. If you listen to him talk, he's very, very sensitive. This is the most, mind you, when you go to his shows, this guy will tear your ass up from your head to your toe. I can't even sit through half his shit because this, when he starts doing that crowd work, it's so fucking mean that this guy is like a dead ass asshole. But he can't take the jokes. So now he asks Vlad to get a makeup artist because people was cracking on his eyes, right? So now every time he does the show, not only does he need the $4,000, he needs Vlad to pay for a makeup artist, which Vlad allegedly was doing, right? So end of the day, all of this is going on. Vlad's coming out, throwing this man business in the street. Everybody's laughing, da-da-da-da. So instead of coming back on some, yo, listen, cracking back on Vlad, this, that, and the third, he tells Vlad, I'm going to sue you. Because Vlad said he was mean to his staff, this, that, and the third. So Vlad basically is clowning him on every video he can. Everything he can say about this guy, he's saying it. This guy, Aries Spears, instead of cracking back or getting on the videos and making some money, he going on Instagram. This is how you know he in his feelings. He going on Instagram for free instead of turning this shit into content. Vlad ain't putting out no free shit. Vlad is putting this shit on his channel, laughing at you every single chance he get. Every guest that came in there for the last 2 weeks been cracking on Aries Spears. But Aries Spears putting this stuff on Instagram. This is how you know Aries Spears ain't that bright. He's not that smart. He's doing old man dumb shit. You threw away $4,000. That was your rent, man. You could have went up there every month, collected your rent. Okay? End of the day. So now he's really upset. Now he's talking about, I'm going to sue you, Vlad, because Vlad said he was mean to his staff. Well, Aries Spears goes live the other day and tells us this is going to be the last time. He builds up this whole drama, right? This is going to be the last time I talk about or address Vlad TV. In this last podcast, him and this guy, I don't know what this guy's name is, but this is going to be the last time you ever hear me address this Vlad TV situation, and tune in, right? So he makes the podcast, right? The entire, everybody on earth, well, most of the YouTubers, right? I don't think most people care, but most YouTubers, so they can make content out of it, is tapping in. Everybody's getting their recorder, their screen recording this thing because they're waiting to hear what he's going to say. Man, this podcast was awful. It looked awful. I ain't going to say it sound awful because, I mean, they doing the best they can. But end of the day, this thing is terrible. One guy got white headphones on. One guy got black headphones. Fisher Price shit, right? It looked weird. They sitting all together. Look like they're in some kind of motel room. It is terrible. The entire setup is awful. I don't know if they're on the road doing podcasts in a random hotel, but it looks just gross, right? So you go, okay, fuck it. I'm just going to watch this, da-da-da. You watch it. You start to hear him talk. You realize, yo, Aries Spears came on here unprepared. You know why? You gassed everybody up that you're going to address Vlad. Then you came on here and your story ain't straight. He came on the show telling straight ass lies. It's remarkable to see this guy get caught. His own damn engineers catching him in lies. He said, bro, we saw the text messages. He tried to reverse the way that Vlad came at him. Everything he said on the text message, he tried to say it backwards like Vlad. Homeboy was like, gang, like, we saw the text messages, bro. We know that you did not respond, and then when you did respond, you said eventually. You said something to that effect, right? We at some point we'll talk. Homeboy was cutting them up. It's like, first of all, you ain't prepared a room. Like what we need to be on one accord in here. I don't need you sunning me in front. You know what I'm saying? So as you're listening to him talk, you start to realize, oh snap, this guy is completely cooked. He's emotional. He's talking about this thing as if he's right, but he clearly is wrong. When you listen to this nonsense, you're like, oh shit, Aries Spears, dead ass, don't know when to stop arguing. He's arguing with himself. Homeboy is like, well, no one said that. They're telling him straight up and down, what you're saying is not what actually happened. Just be honest. He starts talking about, yo, Vlad came to my show, right? And he wanted a shout out. This, that, and the third. So what the point is, he started making it, he tried to bring up these petty arguments about Vlad, And they're like, gang, that's really not the crust of the situation. What it is you approached him for money. He tried to talk to you. You didn't respond in time. So he goes, oh, fuck, I got shit to do. You ain't going to beckon me. You ain't going to summon me. So this is when you realize he doesn't know that he's wrong, or he knows that he's wrong, and he's not going to stop arguing. His man is sitting there quiet. Both of them sitting there quiet. The other one's holding his head like, gang, like, you dead ass right now? So he starts going on and on about why he's upset that Vlad said he's not his friend. Oh, you're my friend because you hugged on, you asked to get in a picture. So it's like a bunch of little petty stuff that he got with Vlad. He turned that into real issues. The little thing about you asked for a picture. Oh, you asked me to shout you out. Okay, gang, that's not really not important. And I know Vlad came to the show. He sat down. He watched the show. He got up and said Steinberg, or whatever his guy's name, said he was funny. All this stuff he's trying to contradict Vlad on. But you're really not winning the argument because, okay, maybe he said your man was funny and was polite to him. And maybe he said, shout me out in the show. And you're like, Vlad's a narcissist, da-da-da. None of that changed the fact that you didn't return the call. You didn't return the call. You fumbled the bag, and then you got on here and started lying. They asked him about the makeup artist, right? Candace, right? He's like, yeah, but we both know her. So he tried to play it like they both pay her. Gang, you don't pay her. You don't pay her. She doesn't come there off the bubble of what she's coming there because Vlad is booking her to work on you. Okay? Then he tried to say, oh, what staff? You don't have no staff. It's just one guy in there. Where they're like, okay, if it's one guy in there, then who's the makeup artist? That's another person. So we don't understand what you're really not making no sense. Everything you're saying that in the court of law, you'll be cooked right now. I'm just gonna be honest. So most of the things that Aries Spears is saying on here, they're getting contradicted in real time. And Vlad is somewhere laughing because Vlad came and made yet another video with Tekashi 69 clowning you again. Aries Spears has no jokes about this shit. He's dead ass angry and mad. And we're like, gang, what you gotta understand is, first things first, I'm gonna say it like this. I'm not gonna say a washed up comedian, but you low key a washed up comedian right now. You need to be taking that $4,000 every single chance you get. He starts rambling off all these movies he's done, a bunch of old shit from 30 years ago, right? Jerry Maguire and this, that, and the third. And we're like, bro, you're not proving anything. Vlad said that your pay, everything that you got, your shows, everything went up after you started doing Vlad TV, everything. You start naming your career highlights, and all of them shits was 20 years before Vlad. It ain't making no sense. It ain't mathing, gang. So most of this shit, if you look at the big picture, was over ego. Everything that you said, you brought it back to ego. The little idiosyncrasies you had about Vlad asking to get a shot of this, that shit is all about ego. And let's just be honest. He may have asked you for a shout out, but you said, I said no. I didn't do it because it was my moment. Like, why not, gang? I understand you're saying whatever, but then you name 4 other people that came to the show. Oh, Sugar Ray Leonard, this, that, third, that you gave shouts out to, whether they asked you or not. So it's like, if a shout out ain't that serious, you only block Vlad because you got some personal shit with Vlad. Okay, let's just be honest. You said, I gave all these other guys shout outs, right? Vlad asked me for a shout out. I said no because it's my time. No, you said no because you're low-key jealous of Vlad. Let's just be honest. You do the work for Vlad. You come in there and get the money. But at the end of the day, this starting to sound like a dude that kind of got a personal issue with the man. Let's just be honest. Okay? So I'm looking at Aries Spears. He's not a happy person, gang. He's bitter. He's vengeful. And he's sitting up here making up shit. Lord willing that you don't even try to sue this man for even 2 cents. You're not going to win. Your whole story's fucked up. Everything about it. Right? He said, oh, I never asked for a towel. That's a lie. I never treated your staff bad. Well, a lot of the stuff that you're saying is not true, so we're not going to believe the other shit. You got to understand, your credibility shot. How many times they caught you? Your own people in that room caught you in a whole bunch of lies. So at this point in time, it looks like you lost this battle, Mike G. You ain't even handling it. Look at what Marlon Wayans did when it was 50 Cent. They cracked jokes. They cracked so many jokes that when they saw each other, they laughed and shook hands. That's how funny it was. This is sad. There's nothing funny about this. You looking crazy out here. You are literally cooked. Literally cooked, gang. And I'm looking at the podcast and I'm like, hold up. You're telling me that you're locked in and you got all this history in this business. your podcast looks terrible and your numbers are awful. Beginners got better numbers than you, gang. Like, what we talking about? I need confirmation that you really were worth even the $4,000. You weren't even worth the $4,000 he was giving you, dog. He said you started at 2,500 and he bumped you up to 4 and you still got greedy. End of the day, Aries, let's just leave it at this, man. It was miserable. You did not win this battle. You lost. He headshotted you, shot you in the ass and everything else. End of the day. So what we're going to do right here is, Aries, please. You did the worst thing ever by telling this man you would come back up there for free. You did all of this barking, all these lies, this, that, and the third for your pay. And then now you're telling him you'll come back up there for free for one last hoorah so you can hash it out with him. You sound way more desperate than you did before when you were asking for another $1,000 or whatever you were trying to get. It's looking bad. You need to never speak Vlad's name again. You didn't even do this part right. This podcast, honestly, let me just tell like this. You shouldn't have had these two guys on there. It should have been you and a mic roasting Vlad for 35, 45 minutes. These two dudes got in your way. This whole thing looked terrible. They fact-checked you on your own shit. This was supposed to be your revenge against Vlad, and you're sitting there getting fact-checked by your two co-hosts. It was a disaster. In case nobody told you, my G, it was a disaster. And then the numbers ain't even good. The people doing response videos to this that got way better numbers than you actually got. Last I checked, you got 20K on it. Flacco did a response video. He got 32,000. You're not even recouping right. You're not doing nothing right in this situation. At this point, Aries, just let it go. Let it go. All right? We done here. I think you need to realize your worth and the real world's value, your value that they have for you, they don't match up. They're two different things. You're in two different places. Okay? What you need to do is humble yourself. Start taking whatever you can take. Right? Take the money, whatever you can get. You should have never, ever brought this up to him. And when you brought it up, when he said what he said, you should have been like, that's fine. You should have been like, can you throw in another $50, something, gang? Because just like Boozy, and I told Boozy the same thing, he could have did all of that and still kept the money. He could have went to Patreon and did all of that nonsense. You could have kept your podcast and kept going to Vlad. Dudes is greedy. You greedy, gang. And I know you feeling good right now because you did that Saudi Arabia trip and they gave you a nice little bag, but that shit runs out. And in about 2 years, you're going to be wanting to get that little $4,000 from Vlad, all right? I'm going to leave it at that, man. I'm out of here, man. Listen, Aries, smarten up, man. Streets is watching. Listen, man, head on over to black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you. They ship all over the continental U.S. And Wednesday nights, we go live on the What Show. Me, TJ, and Fliz, top in. I got a Patreon. Head over there, lock in. And we got a new video called Peanut Butter Tims. Me, TJ, and Fliz is off the What Project. Pretty good video, pretty good song. Share it. Hit the like button. Get in the comments. Let me know what you think, all right? I'm out of here. I'm going to catch you on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.
Get my coat, get my sheepskin, grab my wallet, get my pocket knife, and get that hat right there. We out. Grab my pocket knife too. Let's go. When I first came to the city, niggas didn't believe me. I just wanted to join a team and throw assist pass easily. 6 man off the bench, alley-oop pass freely. Suit up for one game and hope a scout might see me. But nah, niggas is greedy, wasn't rocking with him. Unplugged the scoreboard and put a lock on the gym. Told me to power forward, point guard at the rim. And left me with no center and a ball full of phlegm. Not knowing that I'm a dog, a Rottweiler within, with the heart of a pit bull hardcore that don't bark for pretend. My bites cut deep, break the bone and the skin. With the level of hustlenomics you do not comprehend. So first I took a block down on the west side end, and then secured a spot with some goons and some kin, and then sent out some flyers, let the games begin. And in 6 months time the city like that's him. Oh yeah, he the one that moved the hustle to the verbs. And yeah, he the one that knocked the hustlers off the curb. And yeah, he the one that set up shop without a word. And he the one that got it cracking, and all he did was rapping by the Hooters. I kept killers from being shooters. Put a mic in a thug's hand, now he loyal like past fans. Take a man off the streets past the needles and crack cans. Promise mama to keep him safe, then put some food in his face, and he'll kill for you. But I don't need him for that. Click like, click share, tell them bitches we back. Share the whole location, tell them niggas where we at. Cause we out here, and we ain't the cheese, we the trap.